If you're an ambitious man who is stuck and feeling frustrated about it, then I know exactly how you feel. At the same time, you need to know what I did to come out of it. I'm not like some super successful person, but at the same time, I don't feel stuck anymore. I can say this with 100% confidence that in the next 5 years, I'm going to become a sexy millionaire. And for those who don't know me, I am Gauss. This year 2025, I quit my job in January and I started freelancing from then. I published my book, The Philosophy of Fat Loss, in April. I got my YouTube channel monetized in June, and I opened a physical location business, a yoga studio, in September. And right now this is October, and we just closed the deal of another yoga studio branch in a revenue share model. So the year 2022, 23, 24, if you look at my graph, in every aspect of my life, it was pretty flat. I felt so stuck. I felt so frustrated. I was so desperate. I just wanted to see $1 in my bank account from the side hustle. And it wasn't happening. I did drop shipping. I had a physical location cloud kitchen. I did affiliate marketing, Amazon FBA, you name it. I didn't get $1 single back into my bank. However, there is like this complete switch that happened. Now, one side of me is pretty excited because nobody is talking about this. I know anybody who understands what I'm going to say is going to feel the breakthrough. And the other side is saying it's not too mainstream. That is the reason why a lot of people are not doing it. And, it's very hard to understand, maybe too much cognitive load. But it worked. It worked for me. And I'm sure if you understand, it will work for you too. And this advice is not really logical, that I'm not going to give you a blueprint of how to be successful, but this is a philosophical understanding of ambition, success, and life in general. So I will try my best to explain it. Now, what really gave me the breakthrough is strongly believing in things that are very easy to dismiss. Let me explain. Let's just take an example of a belief that some people have, like everything happens for good. Now this, if you look at it in a logical sense, it is very easy to dismiss. This terrible thing happened to me. How can you say this is good to me and all that? But when you strongly believe in it, when you keep believing in it, even when it is hard to believe in it, even when everybody around you is dismissing it, that's how you win. Now, here are some beliefs that I have. I strongly believe everything happens for good. I strongly believe we always get what we deserve. I am God's favorite. There is no light without dark. God is watching. We have to be careful what we wish for. Everything I ever wanted is going to come to me. Now, these are my beliefs, and I'm 100% sure that if you believe in these things, it's going to change your life. Now, if you're someone who want to create your own beliefs, your own belief systems, there are 3 important concepts that you need to understand. Now, in this video, I'm going to explain you those 3 concepts that you need to use when you're creating your own beliefs. So, let's get into it. Now, the first concept is called consequentialism. Consequentialism means right or wrong should be determined by the outcome. Look, the world is going crazy. Everybody wants to argue about something. So the simplest way to know who's right and who's wrong is consequentialism. Because right or wrong should be determined by the outcome. And understanding this concept is extremely important in creating your own beliefs, because when you're creating your own beliefs and when you say things like, we all get what we deserve, or everything happens for a reason. When we say things like this, there is a very high chance we sound like an idiot. Now, just to fight that, we need consequentialism. I don't know if anybody is clearly understanding what I'm saying, but I'll try to explain it with examples so you understand it better. So let's just take an example of weight loss, fat loss. This is a topic that has a lot of debates. Now, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what your opinions are when it comes to how to lose weight. You can always argue about opinions. But can you really argue about the tangible numbers, tangible results that you see on screen or on paper? Like if someone lost 20 kgs, they lost 20 kgs. There is no argument in that. So whatever that person did, whether he ate a vegan diet, whether he was on a carnivore diet, whether he did yoga, sprinting, swimming, whatever it is, whatever he did is right because there is an outcome. Now, any belief that you have, like you say, maybe we all get what we deserve, or everything happens for a reason, or everything happens for good. When you say things like that, it is very easy to break them down logically, because sometimes in some scenarios they don't make sense. However, when you're talking about a belief that has a one liner, it's just 2 to 3 words, then you have to always look at the outcome of it. Now, if we think about one of my most favorite belief is that we all get what we deserve. Now, people who have a miserable life, it's a fucking brutal belief for them to have. A lot of people hate me for believing in it for so strongly. But when you take the logic away from it and think about what is the outcome, what is the outcome of me, of my behavior, of what I do in life by believing in that specific belief that I will only get what I deserve. That gives me a neutral mindset to keep grinding. Something bad happens in my life, even without any of my mistake, I always think I got what I deserve. Now, me having this belief and the outcome is that I am a really hardworking man who is pretty neutral in tough situations, that it's very hard to break me. See, if you're an ambitious man who is stuck, then I'm sure you're not being hard on yourself. You have to be extremely hard on yourself. Try it out, see what happens. Now, that is the first concept, consequentialism. Right or wrong should be determined by the outcome. Now, the second concept, you might have heard about this, it's called God. God. I always find it weird talking about this concept, God, because I was an atheist growing up and I did some mistakes which I wouldn't have done if I believed in God. That's basically the reason why I believe in God now. Now, when you're an ambitious man, you want to be successful, one of the biggest difficulty is uncertainty. And to fight that, you need a lot of hope, faith, and this notion that someone else is watching over you. And all of those things are possible if you believe in God. I'll explain it to you with an example. I strongly believe that I'm God's favorite. That is why I'm going to have the success that I want. That is a pretty strong statement, right? I am God's favorite. Why am I God's favorite? There has to be a strong reason for it. I'm just talking about the outcome of what happens with me having this belief. Again, consequentialism. So, I believe I'm God's favorite because if I look at myself as the creation of God, like my physical self and my mental self, I make the best use of it. Like I randomly walk around say I'm God's favorite, which sounds pretty arrogant. But if anybody asks me, why do you think you're God's favorite? Then I can say, I do the best I can with this body and mind that He gave me. So I must be His favorite. And I am pretty disciplined every day because I keep doing what I'm supposed to do regardless of how I feel. And the reason why I do that is because God is watching. Now, the third concept is yin and yang, the Chinese symbol that you might have seen. So what it says is there is no light without dark. We cannot say those are opposite, but they are mostly complementary, like masculine and feminine. You get the idea. Now, this is extremely important when you're creating your beliefs because you are creating beliefs. You are wanting success because you want to feel good. Success is a feel-good thing. Now, if you have a feel-good thing, your life cannot just be feeling good. There has to be a balance, this cosmic balance of good and bad. And you have to create that yin and yang. And the way you create that is by doing things that are difficult, that doesn't feel good. And if you have a belief that is just so comforting to have, then it doesn't work because it is against cosmic balance. However, if you have a belief like I have, like I am God's favorite, it is not a feel-good thing because I have to be extremely disciplined and I have to do things that I don't want to do. I don't want to work out every day. I don't want to randomly do push-ups before taking a shower. I don't want to record this video. I just want to sit around, watch some series or just chill. I don't want to post these videos. I just told you how many things I'm doing. There is a lot of work at my physical location business. So, whenever you're trying to create your beliefs, make sure that you choose things that are difficult to do. All the difficult things have value. Anything that you do, if it is a really feel good thing, the outcome might not really be a feel good thing because it is against cosmic balance. So I hope this was clear enough. Let me just give you a recap. It is the 3 important concepts that you need to understand to create your own beliefs. And these 3 important concepts are: 1. Consequentialism, which means right or wrong should be determined by the outcome. Second one, God. Believing in God will make you act in ways that is needed because you know that He is watching you. Third one is yin and yang. There is no light without dark. There is no joy without pain. So, when you use these 3 concepts and create your own beliefs and strongly believe in those, so strongly that you make it a reality. So, I hope that video was valuable. I can also make a video where I am giving a logical explanation of things. Like, for example, one of the advice that I give is you should know when to quit. Everybody says, no, don't give up. If you start something, you have to win at it. No, you cannot win at everything. You have to pick the right thing. You have to work hard in the right direction. And for that, you have to know if you're in the right direction or not and when to quit. Like, I can give you a clear explanation, logical explanation of how to do that. Like those kind of things. So let me know in the comments if you want that. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.